Hi there everybody, Miles here, the teaching professional at Southwick Park Golf Club. Today I'd just like to give you a little bit of instructional advice and help in bunkers. A lot of people are very frightened about going in a bunker, and it can fill you with fear, but if you follow some principles and commit to the shot, then you'll probably always get it out the first time. Mine always will be close to the hole, but you certainly won't be a problem. Like for me personally, I think I'd rather be in this bunker than on a tight lie just on the grass, having to chip over to this very difficult pin position. So, few things. Sand iron, lob wedge, you choose. It has to have enough bounce, which is this sort of radial part of the sole, in order for it to sort of come through the sand properly and not dig in too much. So anyone that's using your pitching wedge, try not to, because it really won't work. So here's my little principles of bunker play, and so that you're not frightened or apprehensive about bunker shots, if you follow these principles, you should really get out first time in one shot. Okay, so few important things. First off is that you commit to the shot. People who struggle in bunkers quite often will have a long backswing and then decelerate. And that deceleration are the ones that just get stuck in the face and probably cause you even more problems. So that's my first bit of advice. You need to commit to the shot, which means you have to accelerate through the sand to a relatively high finish. If you followed the principle of getting your club through to the height of the flag, that'll probably help you. If you finished a bunker shot of this club sort of at the flag there, that'll help you commit through it. And the other crucial bit is it's a little bit like chipping as well. You have to control the length of your backswing. So you don't want a very long backswing and a decelerated downswing. So if these short backswings, you might only have what might be 7, 8, 9 o'clock with the club head. If you think about it as a clock face, it probably will help you control how far you swing back. So let's say this is 8 o'clock, and then that committed follow through where you accelerate and hit through the sand. Right, to the more important bits, I guess then. So your ball's in the bunker. You have to first off decide how much sand you're going to take behind the ball. My dad always said to me, your ball's resting on a £20 note and you take the £20 note out, which is probably about right. So if you aim to say go in 2 inches behind the ball and come out 6 inches past, say, and that sort of swathe of sand underneath the ball, almost like a little bomb going off underneath it, that pop the ball up and hopefully get you out. So just in terms of alignment, so number one, you're going to point your club where you want to go. I know that sounds very basic, but your club will be open or sort of slightly laid back, but the leading edge must point to the path where you want to end up at. And then to that line, your feet are open. So open for a right-handed golfer is aiming left, and that's going to be the path of our intended swing on the line of my toes. You don't want to start to swing the club at the hole, or you just drive the ball out way too quickly. So we're going to come across and down. So your divot path or your sand splash path will be slightly to the left of where you want to go. Right, so grip in the middle and don't grip with too much pressure. And we're going to keep that ball in the middle of our stance, but relative to our standing a bit open. So my feet are left, my club face is pointing at my intended place of landing, and we're going to use a swing which is a little bit steeper, so more wrist break and hinge, so we attack downward. And this is a little tip for you that I use. Keep more weight on your left side. It helps on that angle back down into the ball. If you start to come back away from the ball, you might thin it or take it a bit thin. So let's try my luck, and I'll play one with one take, which is always a bit tricky, but anyway. So club on the target, feet left. I'm going to come back to about this height and accelerate through. We're going to keep our head very still at the moment of impact and keep that club moving. Not too bad. I've overpitched it a little bit, but no practice. Anyway, so that's it. I'm just going to stop the video and show you something. Okay, so I just want to show you about the lie, and just to back up what I say. So here's a ball in the bunker. Terrible lie. Can just about see it. So the key to this is going to be committing to the shot and hitting through that sand. So even though it looks like I've got an impossible lie, if I follow these principles of commitment and taking the right amount of sand, she should come up. It'll run on more than a normal shot, but it should come out the same. Okay, so that acceleration is the key. So when you're in the bunker next, don't chicken out. Don't try and do a little flick out gentle. Commit. See that big splash of sand? Let your sand wedge slip underneath and hopefully it'll pop out. Failing that, if all else fails and you're struggling, please come and see me. I will give you advice on just your sand iron and is it right for you, and then also we can come out here and put that technique into play. Thanks for watching everyone. See you next week.